Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. I mentioned this year that I was going to be landscaping and gardening a lot. That's what I've been doing. I want to share with you my watering schedule because having a homestead of 4 acres is pretty big when you only have 2 or 3 sources of water that you can pull from. It is quite a task to do this every 2 or 3 days, especially if it's a dry spell in the season. So this whole week is going to be dry. We did have a rainstorm a couple days ago. It has been dry for a few days, and that's why we're going to be doing the watering today. I'll also be doing this whole watering thing again in another few days. Now this is the first line of trees that we're going to be doing. There is no sense in bringing the golf carts. I do just go by the faucet and drag out the hose. First things first, these are my hoses. This is one of the water spouts. I also do have a water spout on my tiny house and a water spout in the mobile home. These are the only 3 water spouts that I have to pull from. I have to reach areas like the garden over there, the trees that are over here. I have to reach that, so I had to buy a bigger hose. I do not have utilities put underground to the back and the front of the homestead. We're just going to have to use hoses and do a little work when it comes to watering. Okay, so there are many steps with this hose that I take. After I unwind it, I take it all the way down to the trees so that when I turn the water on, the pressure doesn't tangle the rope, make it harder for me to pull over there. So I make sure that the whole length of it is down by the trees, and then I come back and I turn the water on. On the hose setting, I usually choose shower to water these, and I water them 2 or 3 inches. After I get that first tree that's in the corner, I come down and do the rest of these trees. I do about 1.5 inches of watering. It's basically called deep watering, where you water all around it a ton so that it soaks into the ground. The reason why I do this is because the roots are probably deep. If it's not going to rain for a couple days, this basically sustains the soil around it and the plant, and it keeps growing. Originally, this was supposed to be a privacy fence, all of these trees, but the first set of trees that I planted was this row right here. Only 3 plants made it. This one right here died, and the rest over there died. So then, and I knew these were only going to grow in 10 years, and I didn't want my privacy wall to be there in 10 years, so I ordered these Thuga green giants from Fast Growing Trees, made a new wall, and those are doing much better. And they grow to be 20 to 30 feet high, and they grow 3 to 5 feet per year. Okay, now that I have done all of the trees, this whole line of trees right there, we're going to be doing the front garden over by my mobile home because we have the hose out. Those don't get watered either unless I water them. So let's go. water my lemon plants right there. I did just plant an avocado seed in one of these. I did have 2 pawpaw trees that I was planting in there, but they both died, so I'm going to be getting new ones. So I replaced it with an avocado seed. And yes, I'm going to try to grow it. I have one more round of watering to do on the trees, 1 more inch. I let the water soak in on the first round, and then the second round I give it another dose because I don't water again for 3 days. I will meet you guys back over by the water spout after I get done. Now that we are back at the watering spout, this is the time when I pull the hose back in because again, there's too much of it out there to drag, I guess you could say. It's just really heavy. It's 200 feet of hose. We have some more gardens to do over here. That's why we can't turn off the water right now, but it is one of those expandable hoses where it gets lighter when all the water's out of it. But we can't do that right now, so I'm gonna drag it in and then we're gonna do the gardens over on this side. Now that we dragged the whole hose over here, I do this garden. I've been trying to make this little mobile home side garden, like a wildflower garden. I need to put a border there yet. There's some lemon balm right there. Some of these wildflowers are just growing, but I did plant some in there, so we're gonna water those now. Now that the garden over here is done, I'm going to reel in the hose and then we're gonna do another couple watering things. This is my watering routine every couple days if it's dry. I did turn off the water and this is the time when I usually take that extra water and get all of the pressure out of the hose. Today I'm just going to, I'll let some of the pressure out, but then I'm gonna start winding it back onto the reel and then we're gonna go do the produce garden. The produce gardens are a little bit different. I could use the hose that I use to do the trees. I could drag it all the way over here, which sometimes I do. But if I put it away or if I need to water the produce gardens more, because I only water the trees every 3 days, if I do the produce gardens every other day, I only need the 100-foot hose and that I keep on my tiny house. That's actually stored inside the back storage of my tiny house. And then we're going to be using the spout that's on the front of the tiny house. So that's really convenient because the water source is right there. I also have my greenhouse right there, so if I need watering in there, that I could use this hose or I could refill the containers that I store inside there. Now that we have the produce gardens done, we are going to do the last thing on our watering schedule, and that is the morning glories. I use the house water for this, but I do have another method that I'm going to be using later on. Now we are going to be taking this watering can. I'm going to be filling the whole thing. Then I'm going to fill 4 of these with this water. I have 2 already filled. We're going to be putting these in a bag, so I'll do that when this goes. At that last one that I just watered, I ran out of water, so that's where I fill this thing again with these 4, which nicely fills this up. And then I do the other half of the morning glories on the other side, which aren't as many, but they all get watered the same amount basically. The bigger ones get more than others. Then I leave this here, and we go. And this is the last one. This is at the end of mine and my neighbor's fence. 13 of the 22 morning glory plants survived. I think that was pretty good. I think they're growing amazing. Part of the reasoning for my xeriscaping my property was to have less to mow, but as I add more plants, it's going to be a lot more to water. I do this every few days. It's the same thing over and over. It takes about an hour to do. Eventually I'm going to add a lot more plants, so this watering schedule is going to become a lot greater. I hope you guys are enjoying my journey. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification each time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thanks guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. If I need to refill any of my water things, don't put that. Trees really quick again and give it another inch of water, and then I'll meet you guys.